Hello everyone, this is Howard. Today I'm doing a quick review of the Casio G-Shock nicknamed Casioak metal case, model number GM2100B-3A. While I usually do watch reviews for watches that are a little bit more expensive or premium, but from time to time, if I see an interesting piece and affordable, I'll definitely do a quick review as well. And so is the case for this guy, the Casio. So when Casio first introduced in August 2019 in the plastic version only, it was immediately very popular among Casio fans because the shape, the bezel shape, clearly resembles the AP Royal Oak in the famous octagonal shape. Hence the name Casioak was born. And it was only $99 to $110 2 years ago for the plastic piece, and it was very popular among fans. And 2 years later, in August 2021, Casio released the metal case version in the Japan first in August, late August, and quickly was one on sale in the U.S. Late August. It was actually sold out pretty quickly because this was considered a limited edition. It came out with 4 different colors: a silver grayish color, a blue, a red, and green. And I think the green was sold out within a few hours, and the others were sold out, within a day or so. So overall, this watch is very interesting because it looks kind of sleek, it looks kind of cool, then it looks kind of expensive because of the metal case, and most importantly, it looks like a little bit like AP shape, right? So the case is a stainless steel case, based on Casio's description, treated with vapor deposition finish for a meticulously detailed metallic look for the dial. That's why the dial here, if you can see with a little bit lighting, you see the vertical lines. That is what vapor deposition is, I guess. Look it up. It means solid material is vaporized and then deposited onto the surface of the dial. So this dial is quite interesting, especially under great lighting, under the sun. It does have a little bit of the metallic look and the vertical fine lines. It looks very fine, right? That's why this watch looks kind of expensive, because of that metal case, because of that metallic look finish. So the bezel is a dark gray IP iron plating bezel. It's kind of a matte finish, which is great, with the standard words G-Shock protection, adjust mode, star and light. The remaining of the case are a bit more shiny. If you look at the lug part, the push buttons are obviously polished, shiny, but the middle of the case is, again, sort of the dark gray matte finish. So it's a combination of matte and plus the shiny piece at the edge of the lug. The size is actually very wearable. That's what I like about this watch. It says 49.3 by 44.4 by 11.8. Again, Casio always advertised the lug-to-lug size. 49.3 is really the end-to-end of the metal, rather than 44.4 is the end-to-end, left to right. Right, the actual bezel from top to bottom is only 40 millimeters, which is pretty standard. It should be wearable for most people, even with a very small wrist like mine. And the 11.8 millimeters thick, it's not too bad. I mean, it's obviously not very thin, but not too bad at all. The weight is not very heavy, 72 grams or 2.54 ounces. It has the Casio mineral glass. It uses an actual battery. That's one of the cons, right? It doesn't have solar panel for solar power, right? It doesn't have atomic timekeeping, so the time adjustment is not automatic. There's no receiver to receive the time signal, no connected app. So you use the actual battery, lasts about 3 years. The band is a basic plastic band. I mean, the design looks kind of neat. It has a little this, kind of like the AP Royal Oak tapestry, the waffle kind of pattern a little bit. On the other side, same thing with a stainless steel buckle. It's kind of thin though. It's very skinny. If you look at the side profile, the band is very skinny, unlike some of the leather or fine rubber quality. It's very skinny. Um, when you wear it on the wrist, it doesn't feel super premium. But again, it's a plastic band, right? I don't think we should have too much high expectations. Although one great thing is Casio did equip with this, new trend now. You can easily take this band off, swap with a different band. I hope Casio will offer a few other choices. Right now at 25 millimeters, it's kind of wide, the lug width, and there are not a whole lot of great aftermarket band at 25 millimeters you can swap and put in here. So the function is very simple. Again, as I mentioned, it doesn't really have anything fancy. It has right now it has the two hands, the date, the second. You got the world time, stopwatch, timer, alarm, then back to time, right? It's pretty simple. Then you got the day of the week on the left side. It does have a tiny LCD here, and it has an LED backlight. Right now it's daytime, so it's probably not obvious, but if you press this button on top right, the LCD panel will light up, and also the 12 stick, there's a little bit of light behind. Let's just do a quick look, maybe this angle. So it does provide a little bit of lighting. Yeah, overall, it's pretty sleek. Let me just try to put on my wrist to see how it fits. Okay, on my wrist, 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters. Again, it doesn't look too big at all, right? The 40 millimeter bezel is perfectly fine. And even lug to lug 49.3, it's not too bad. And the other key thing is because this is a plastic band, it directly drops vertically, unlike the full metal. The first link of the band actually sticks out 45 degrees and makes the lug to lug even much longer look. This plastic directly drops at the end of the lug, looks perfect. 11.8, not too thick at all. And it does look, kind of, slightly dressy. It's not dress watch, obviously, but it doesn't look as sporty, crazy big like all the, Casio Gravity Master and the other Master series, right? It looks a little bit more finesse. And I think that's the direction Casio has been going. Try to come up with watches a little bit smaller, a little bit more dressy, and they're coming out a lot more metal models, the MRG and all that. It just looks a little bit more, slightly more upscale. One of the issues for me is I have to use the fourth or fifth hole for my wrist. The fourth is a little bit tight. If I wear this all day, you will see an indentation on my skin. It's a little bit tight, a little bit slightly uncomfortable. If I do the fifth hole, it will be a little bit too loose. The watch will be moving around too much. So if you have a 6.5 inch wrist, that might be one of the issues. And the other thing is, these bands are pretty long. You can see the tail is pretty obviously sitting here, right? That's why if they can offer a band that's a little bit shorter, maybe the top of the tail here, hides behind a little bit, that will look much better. I just don't like these long bands with the tail kind of sitting up on top. But overall, it looks very nice, sleek. If you have a dress shirt, it can easily fit. I mean, this is a casual shirt. Pretty nice. Looks very cool. So to summarize, the pros and the good, it looks sleek, looks cool, looks expensive, and it's very, wearable size, right? The con or the bad, as I mentioned earlier, the LCD display is pretty small, no solar, power, no atomic, automatic timekeeping, no connected app. But again, it's affordable watch, so they don't have all these additional features. But I think the biggest con to me is this watch, during daylight right now, it looks pretty good. It looks very legible, right? But in darker lighting environment, it's actually hard to see the LCD and even hard to see the time because besides one model in the plastic version that has a white stick and a white hand, everything else is pretty much dark gray. They recently came out with a virtual world version, has more of a purple, light blue, shiny, color, but everything else is muted color, dark gray, stick, dark gray hand, and the LCD is not very legible. So if you work outside all day long, totally great. If you're indoor with not very good lighting, this is not very legible at all. And the lume is very weak, right? If you're indoor, don't expect the lume is going to be providing the look. But overall, it's a great watch. I like it. Price wise, as I said, it's $220 for the green, blue, and red, $200 for the silver and gray. Because it's sold out already, it's limited edition. I don't know if Casio is going to bring this back into stock. On the secondary market, I mean, you can pick one up probably between high 200s to mid 300s for a green one. The blue and red are a little bit cheaper. And the silver and gray also, I think, are a little bit cheaper. I mean, obviously, because it's sold out, so certainly the secondary market is a little bit more marked up. But it's not too crazy price-wise. That's it for today. Again, this is the Casio G-Shock Casioak metal case, model number GM2100B-3A. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.